Learn to play the real game, where the sharp win deals before bids drop and the clueless keep showing up late. DNA Construction Advisors presents the Construction Playbook. Real moves, real players, real wins. This is how rookies get humbled and rainmakers get made. Chessboard. Your real job isn't just to be the best bidder. In NYC Construction, the person who signs the check isn't always the one who picks the team. This guide breaks down the real influencers so you stop pitching the wrong people and start getting traction with the right ones. Contractors fail when they think the decision maker is the guy with construction in his title. That's a rookie mistake. A project award is a political compromise between people with different jobs and different fears. If you want to win the deal, you need to stop playing guesswork with who's really in charge. Power Matrix. NYC Construction Decision Maker Map, a cheat sheet to cut through red tape and identify who really pulls the strings on major projects. In NYC Construction, the person who signs the check isn't always the one who picks the team. This guide breaks down the real influencers so you stop pitching the wrong people and start getting traction with the right ones. It's not just about bidding, it's about understanding the power chain. The 5 roles that control the build. Let's break down the 5 roles that actually control the build. Not the titles on the org chart, the ones who move deals behind the scenes, kill bids silently, and fast-track favorites before you even show up to the table. Engineers. They influence value engineering decisions and lifecycle costing, which means they can gut your proposal if it doesn't fit their math or their comfort zone. Owners reps. The gatekeepers and budget enforcers. If they don't vouch for you, you're not making it past the first round, no matter how low your number is. Then you've got the brokers. They whisper who gets picked before the ink dries. They know the game, and they play it with phone calls, not spreadsheets. Project management consultants. These are the pre-qual gods. They drive the schedule, kill change orders, and make your life hell if you're not pre-vetted. And finally, facility managers. The hidden veto power no one warns you about. Once the project turns over, their opinion can retroactively kill your chances of getting future work. These aren't just roles, they're power levers. And if you're not building strategic relationships with each one, you're not controlling the build. You're reacting to it. This is the real power hierarchy in NYC Construction. And if you don't know where someone sits on this stack, you're pitching blind. At the top, you've got the shot callers, owners reps, PM consultants, client-side execs. These are the ones who sign off, shut it down, or shuffle the shortlist with one sentence. Then there are the kingmakers, architects, MEPs, brokers, and consultants. They don't always have final say, but they influence who gets invited to the table and whose name gets circled in red. Down here, it gets tricky. Building engineers, property managers, and pre-con directors. Sometimes they're your silent saboteurs. Sometimes they're your in-house advocates. Either way, ignore them and they will block your next bid. Learn who's who, and you'll stop treating every title like it carries the same weight. Influence pathways, how decisions actually flow on a project. Titles don't drive decisions, influence pathways do. If you want to win work, you need to understand how power moves behind the scenes. Here's how it actually flows. Most people think it's linear. Owner to PMC, PMC to architect, architect to GC, then finally down to the subs. But that's just one stream, and it's rarely the full picture. Brokers move in silence. They whisper to the owner or PMC before anyone else even knows the deal is in motion. Engineers don't just weigh in, they push back. They go back and forth with PMCs and GCs, shaping specs and killing ideas before they hit the bid dock. And post-construction? Facilities managers become the power nobody planned for. They feed their feedback straight to the owner. And if they hated the last team, good luck getting called back. This is how decisions really move, not by org charts, but by relationship chain. And if you're not tracking the flow, you're getting left behind. Relationship targets. Who to build relationships with by phase. Deals don't die because your number was off. They die because you didn't know the game had already started. Here's your phase-by-phase breakdown of who holds the keys and how to sneak your way in before the gate gets slammed shut. Pre-design. This is where the real players warm up. If you're not in with the broker, the project management consultant, or the developer right now, You're not just late, you're invisible. But here's the play. Get referred by someone they already trust. Slide in through a shared contact. One coffee with a developer's go-to architect, and boom, you're in the pre-game huddle. Schematic design. Now, the power shifts to the owner's rep, the lead architect, and the mechanical, electrical, and plumbing engineer. They're setting the specs, and trust me, they already have favorites. If you haven't been building with them since the last project, you'd better show up with serious credibility, or risk getting boxed out by someone who has. Pre-construction and value engineering. This is where teams get cut. The engineer, project management consultant, and estimator are slicing and dicing every line item. If they've never heard of you, don't expect them to fight for you. Want in? Show up as the solution to a VE headache before they even ask. That's how you get pulled in from the sidelines. Construction award. Here's where things get political. The shortlist is already tight. The project management consultant, owner's rep, and broker are quietly closing ranks. If you're not name-dropped by someone in that trio, your bid's just another number in a stack. Your only move here? Leverage someone's loyalty from a past win. Turnover in operations. Facilities managers and property managers. They don't care how slick your pitch was. They remember who made their life easy or made it hell. They don't just influence the next award, they veto it. So if you think ops is just the wrap-up, think again. This is where your reputation gets locked in or locked out. Bottom line, most owners lose the deal before the request for proposal even drops. Either you're playing early or you're not playing at all. Turn intel into access. How to use this map strategically. This isn't just a map, it's your cheat code. If you use it right, you don't just chase leads, you get pulled into conversations that never go public. Build credibility with second-tier players before targeting first-tier. Don't go straight for the decision maker. Start with the people who influence them, because when their trusted advisor says your name, you're already halfway in. Offer value, not just capability. Everyone says they're qualified. That's noise. You break through when you solve a problem they didn't even have time to articulate. Tailor your pitch to each role's real priority. Don't give the same spiel to a project manager and an architect. One cares about schedule risk, the other's trying to protect their design intent, speak their language, or get tuned out. Bottom line, intelligence without strategy is just trivia. Use what you know to earn trust, move sideways through the org chart, and get positioned before the shortlist is even created. You've just been handed the unspoken playbook of NYC construction. We broke down the power structure, how the person signing the check isn't always the one calling the shots. We mapped the roles that actually control the build, the shot callers, kingmakers, and silent blockers that can either fast-track your firm or quietly lock you out. You learned how influence flows through a project, not in a straight line, but in back channels, whispered referrals, and second-tier gatekeepers with first-tier power. And we showed you how to turn that intel into real access. By tailoring your pitch, offering real value, and building credibility with the right players at the right time. Now what? If you're serious about playing to win, your next move is the strategy sprint, DNA's signature kickoff for new clients. In just one session, we analyze your positioning, map out where you're being overlooked, and lay the groundwork to get you in front of the right people before the next opportunity drops. This is how contractors stop chasing work and start controlling the build. It's how we help firms like yours go from outsider to insider. Visit www.daconstruct.com to book your strategy sprint assessment. And remember, in this industry, it's not just about who bids lowest. It's about who plays the board best.